Hello and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. On this show, I help members of the public to get the very best price for their antiques and collectibles. You all get a choice. Sit down with one of our regular dealers, and they're going to try and tempt you with a cash offer on the table today.
800, take it or leave it.
Just a little bit more, please.
If you don't think that offer is good enough, reject it. Have a gamble, be brave, come with David to the auction, and hopefully I will get you a little bit more money there.
50 is the bid, £1,000 I'll take.
Today the show comes to you from Milford in Essex. There's a great crowd of people. They've come here for one reason. They want to sit down with those dealers. They want to tackle them. They want to take them on. They want to walk away with the real deal.
For our first deal of the day, Rose is hoping to tempt Cheryl Halfpenny with a silver jewellery box and a manicure set.
The jewellery box was bought by my husband about 30 odd years ago. I want to get rid of them. I never used them. I maybe got too many jewellery. I can't put them all in a box, you know.
Well, let's hope Cheryl can solve your problem, Rose. Best of luck.
Now, you've brought along a very nice silver trinket box here and a little manicure set. How did you come to own these?
The manicure set, when I got married, a friend bought me them. You know?
that was nice.
And the silver box my husband bought me about 30 odd years ago, not long after we met.
Very nice. And are you not a bit sad parting with these? Because they sound very sentimental.
Yes, I know, Cheryl, but it's been lying in the cupboard for a long, long time. I mean, these were open when I got married. Look at it, and that was it. You can't use it, can you?
Well, date-wise, this one would probably be turn of the century, about 1900, 1910. It's a very nice, complete manicure set. You've got the buffer and then the little pot, and you've got the clippers and all these little files and things. So quite often they're not complete, but it is nice to see one.
Okay.
Unfortunately, like you said, they've not really got a big use today. People don't really, use them. Unlike the little trinket box here, this is gorgeous. You've got this engine turning decoration here. And if we just open it up, there we are.
Yes.
Lovely for any lady to put necklaces, rings in, anything really. So we're just going to turn it upside down. It's on these little feet. Fantastic mark here for Walker Hall, up in Yorkshire, Sheffield, and it's got a date of 1917. Nice maker, Walker Hall, and nice condition. So if you sold it to me today, have you any plans what you might do with the money?
I just crashed 2 cars.
Oh, God.
Not me, the son and the husband.
Oh, at least it's not you.
Yeah.
So you've got some repairs to pay for?
Right off.
Oh, God. So a new car. Crikey, I might not be able to stretch to a new car, Rose, but
Little bit.
I'll get some cash out, see what you think. So, how about 50, £100?
A bit more.
A bit more. What about £120?
I think it's a bit low.
Just before you say, what did you say, Rose?
Just a bit low.
Bit low. So, the estimate, Cheryl, is £100 to £150. You're virtually within the money. So I'm going to say it's probably worth a little bit more than that's on the table now. That is a nice, pretty item. Almost as pretty as Cheryl.
Oh,
Almost.
thank you. He's been kind to me.
Yeah. He wants you to part with the money.
Oh. Rose, what about £140 in cash to go towards that new car?
Yes, you have got a deal.
Let's
thank
shake
you very
hands.
much,
Oh,
Cheryl.
thank you, and good luck finding a new car.
So it's a happy deal for everyone. Time to see how Michael Hogburn's doing. Now, has he shrunk?
The next thing I've got is the biggest wristwatch I've ever seen. I need to see a Jolly Green Giant to sell it to.
But is Myrtle after a giant price?
So anything over £70–75 I'll be happy with.
Myrtle, thanks for coming in today with what I would say is the biggest wristwatch I've ever seen. Where did you get it from?
I bought it from a firm that was a distributor for Swatch watches at the time. It was being used, but eventually we packed it away and it just stayed in the packing case.
How old is it, Myrtle?
But I bought it 26 years ago.
Yeah. The thing about Swatch watches is they built up a lot of hype.
Yes.
And they built the hype up by saying to people, like, if you don't unpack them and you don't use them, they will go up in value. And people rush and flock to buy the new edition. They don't do that so much now, really. Does it work? Do we know that?
It does work, yes.
Yeah. How much can it be worth, a big watch like this? Let me try an offer and you can decide if you want to sell it or not, okay? I don't know if I'm going to get it right, this one. But I'll try 10, 20, 30 pounds.
No, definitely not.
Right, 40 pounds.
No, much more than that.
All right then, 50 pounds.
I'm still wanting more than that.
I don't think I can pay, mate. No, David, can you help me on this one?
Tell you what, the man who wrote the book on 20th century antiques,
So I've come to the right
man
person.
who will use that on his new premises when he opens this auction house, he'll probably put it on the wall.
I'm sure he will, yes.
I never thought of that, David. Good thinking. Another £10
Is
for the wall.
that all it's worth? Oh, I'm sure it's worth much more.
Well, you know, 50 to 70 pounds is what our experts are saying. He probably would top it to the top estimate of 70, but I don't think you'll get any more at the auction. So I'm going to say, sell it to the cheeky Cockney character, let him use it on the wall of his premises, and I think that's about its money.
Myrtle, I mean, I think I've been generous at 60. Would you be generous to sell it to me?
Oh, I'm sure you can give me another 10 on it, and
Really?
I'll accept it, yes.
£10 it is then, £70, and we now got a deal.
Yes.
Thank you, Myrtle.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to put it in my auction room.
Thank you, and I hope you'll get a good sale for it.
Thank you very much. I was so pleased with that large clock because I'm going to hang it in our new auction room and I'm going to ask David to sign it for me. If he hadn't have suggested it, do you know what? I don't even think I'd have thought about it. What a star he is.
Couldn't agree with you more, Hoggy. Now, Christmas has come early at Jan Keen's table. What have you got for us, Maureen?
I brought up some Christmas lights today. I thought they might be worth a few bob. Then I thought I could treat my children and the grandchildren. I would like about maybe 60, 70, but I don't know. I'll just have to wait and see.
But what's Jan thinking?
Are they going to light up my world? I'm not sure. I won't be putting down a lot of money, that's for sure.
Well, bar humbug to you.
Well, I can quite clearly see what you bought in today. Would you like to tell me a bit about them?
Yes, must have been about 30, 40 years ago. An elderly gentleman across the road gave them to me because my children were young then, and he asked me if I'd like them to put up for Christmas decorations. We tried them, but they all did work.
Oh, right, so you put them on the tree and they did light up?
Yes.
Well, I can quite clearly see that they are vintage and they're probably sort of 1920s, 30s.
Yes.
And here, if we pick one up, we can see that they're almost Chinesey little lanterns in shape.
Yes.
I believe they're porcelain and not glass because I just feel they're a bit heavy to be glass. And then in here, if we open, this is called Stesco.
Yes.
And nice to have the original box with all the writing on the sides. And if we open that up then, we can see that's almost a repetition of those, but just bigger.
Yes.
And rather pretty. I'm going to try and tempt you. I don't know whether you're going to be very impressed with how much I'm going to put down, but
I've
we'll
got 6
see what
grandchildren.
happens. Right, Maureen, £20 between 6 grandchildren.
No, it's not enough, thank you.
I mean, I must be honest and say they're not really my sort of thing. But look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down £30 and I'm going to say that's my last offer to you. And otherwise, you may well do better at auction. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I prefer to do that, please. I'm sorry.
No, not at all. That's your prerogative. And you may well get more when you get a collector that just perhaps collects Christmas lights or this sort of thing. I think they're going to be going to the right place. So you'll have a nice day out with David.
Oh, thank you very
all
much.
The very best. Enjoy
Thank
it.
you.
Well, we know who our Scrooge is today, but Maureen's not too downhearted.
I was a bit disappointed, but then again, one doesn't know. If one goes to auction, it might take off. So we just keep our fingers crossed.
That's the spirit, Maureen. Let's head over to the sale room where the lights are about to go under the gavel of auctioneer William Rouse.
On the dealer's day, you sat down with one of our dealers, Jan, and she offered you £30.
That's right.
Now, you turned that offer down flat.
Yes.
Did you think they were worth more than that?
I did.
OK, well, we're about to find out. They're coming up now. Are they worth more than 30 quid? Let's find out.
Bid £30 straight off, with me at £30 for the Christmas lights. £30, 32, 35, 38.
38, 40.
£40 I'm bid, 42 anywhere. At £40 then, commission bid of 40.
OK, the gavel's gone down at £40.
Yes.
We have a little bit of commission to take off. I make that close to £33.
Thank you very much.
Happy?
Yes, thank you.
We're all happy here, and that's the real deal.
Coming up, this seller's immune to Hoggy's charms.
£30.
No way.
You're too pretty to take £30.
Definitely.
You'll need to get more cash out, Hoggy, if you want to win a Stellover. Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Milford and Essex. Over at Henry Nichol's table, Thelma definitely knows what she wants.
The price I'd like for my candlesticks is between £125 and £130, hopefully.
Well, a pair of candlesticks.
They are indeed.
And they're silver.
Yes.
And they're very grubby.
Yes.
Where have they been?
Probably in a cupboard, actually, but I've never used them. They've just been locked away.
So are they a family piece?
They are, yes.
Okay, well, let's have a look. The hallmark here is assayed in London, and from the Gothic letter U, we established that as 1935.
Very
Okay,
well.
the maker AT&S is not a maker I'm actually familiar with, but with a bit of delving, I can probably find out who that is.
Okay.
The design, though, is Victorian, even though 1935. These, these swags and garlands and such like, typical that sort of late Victorian period.
Right.
Very, very worn. So over the years, they've been very loved and very polished.
They have, every week.
There are condition issues to these. Principally, we've got a lot of denting to the base here, okay? And likewise with the sconce rims here, they're a little bit bent. Nevertheless, they do have a value. So I think what I'll do is I'll get some money out and see if I can tempt you.
Okay.
So how much change out of a £20 note am I going to get?
Absolutely nothing, because I won't accept it.
Right, let's have a go, shall we? 20, 40, 60, 80, £90. No.
No.
No way,
No.
she says. So you're not going to take my 90 quid?
No.
Right, okay. Am I far away?
I'll leave it to you to add to it.
110.
Bit more?
Bit more.
Yes.
I haven't got any pound coins with me.
No, pound coins wouldn't do, I'm
You know
afraid.
exactly how much you want for these, don't you?
Well, it's no good me telling you.
£90. Well, I'm trying to glean some information out of you.
I know, but I'm not giving anything away,
actually, you're
no.
not. 130 quid.
Almost there.
Almost. Well, I'm getting very close.
Okay.
Okay, a little bit more. 135.
That's
Do we have a
sure.
deal?
We do, yes.
Thelma, thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
Lovely to see
Henry,
you.
and to you. Thank you very much. If I'd gone to auction, time they take off commission, I probably wouldn't have got that, so I'm very pleased with what Henry gave me.
I will make a profit on them. I think I'm going to get 30 or 40 quid out of it. Quick turnaround, everybody's happy.
You're sounding confident, Henry. We'll see how you do later. Across the room, Colin has brought in an early 20th century Italian watercolour and has his sights set on a fruitful deal.
The amount I'm looking for is at least 130, if not more.
But is it to Cheryl's taste?
Nice Italian watercolour, kept its colour very well, nice and bright, decorative, but a little bit run-of-the-mill.
Oh dear. Good luck, Colin.
What do you know about it?
I know obviously the name of the artist, Giovanni Baraclo.
Okay.
But that's about as far as I know.
Right. And how did you come to own this watercolour?
It was my father's. He had actually had it given to him by a friend. It was in a black frame, and he'd had it up in the loft for some while, and he said, oh, it looked rather bad, but he loved the picture, so he brought it down and had it reframed like you see it now.
But you can imagine it would have been probably a black sort of lacquered frame originally.
Yes.
And quite often I believe this artist painted these pictures in pairs as well, so you get sort of a left and a right. You can tell that this has been kept under glass because of the colour of the fruit, and it's been obviously kept out of sunlight. So why are you thinking of selling it today, Colin?
We would like to do some decorating in our bedroom, so we want to use the money for that, and it doesn't fit in with our decor, you see.
Okay, right, well, I'll get some cash out and see what you think. I'm sure you've got an idea what you'd like for
That's
it.
right, yeah.
Let's get the cash out and see what you think. How about 20? £40?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Okay. How about £60?
No, I believe you need to keep going. It's worth a lot more than that.
Keep going. Okay. So, how about £80?
No, it's still not enough.
My long way away.
You're still a little way away.
I think David's coming in.
Thank you.
Just creep in here. So, looking at that, it's very Italiano, isn't it? The estimations vary from £100 to £250. £80 on the table, so a bit too cheap at the moment. Ciao.
Thank you.
Colin, it's only really whetting my appetite for £80.
Right.
If there'd been a pair, I'd have found it more decorative.
Right.
So what would you like to do, Colin?
Yes, I'd rather take it to auction,
You're going
please.
to go to auction, but thank you for bringing it.
Thank you
Good
very
to
much.
meet you. Good luck at auction.
Thank you for looking at it.
I think he could do well at auction because he just needs the right person out there that's looking for some really good wall covering. So fingers crossed for Colin. Hope he does well.
We hope so too, Cheryl. Let's head straight over to the sale room and see if the watercolour sells.
How impressed were you with the offer of £80?
Well, I felt it was worth a little bit more than that.
Okay. So you decide to gamble.
Yes.
Come to the auction.
Yeah.
Is it going to sell? Well, it should do. Let's see what happens.
There we go. Is it worth start me? £60 for it. I bid 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 110, 120. 120 is my far left. I can take one, yes, 125 to 130.
125. 130, it's right on the reserve at £130.
Anybody else want to come in? 130, I'm going to sell it 130.
Gambler's just gone down at £130. We've got commission to take off that, and that's going to leave you with £106. Colin, now what's your first thoughts? Was your expectation more than that?
Yes, I thought it was worth a little bit more than that.
Well,
it's the way it goes.
You're right, that's the way it goes. You turn down an offer of 80, you've got a better price here in the auction, but on the day, the room talks, and the real deal was £130, going home with £106. That was the real deal.
Now for something with a little sparkle.
My next item is costume jewellery, 1950s marquisite. If it was silver and marquisite, it's a different ballpark. There's another nought on the end of it. We just have to see with this one.
But how much is Estelle after?
I'm hoping for something over £60.
Good luck, Estelle.
Marquisite jewellery.
Yes.
Costume jewellery.
Yes.
At its best, really, isn't it?
I think it's beautiful.
Tell me what you know about it, Estelle.
My husband bought it as a present for me 54 years ago.
Wow.
And I've never worn it. My children don't want it, my grandchildren won't want it, so I may as well take some money and buy myself a present.
What a great idea.
Thank you.
We know the age of it, 50s. What you've got is marquisite, which is like glass made to look like diamonds.
Yes.
Often these are in silver and marquisite. And that is the difference between 500 quid's worth or what I'm about to offer you. If it was silver and marquisite, it'd be a lovely little set, and you know that anyway, you know.
Yeah.
What's nice about it, and what I think has got a good charm about it, you've got the original box, and it all sits well in there, doesn't it? It sits in the case, you know?
Yeah.
You've got a pair of earrings.
Yes.
A necklace and a bracelet.
Bracelet.
Yeah. And was your husband upset that you never wore it?
I think he forgot he gave it to me. He used to go away once a year, Territorial Army, and whenever he came back, he always bought me a present.
Oh, isn't that nice?
So this is one of the presents that he bought me.
Yeah, oh, that's really sweet. Oh, well, let's do some business, shall we? And hopefully...
Hopefully you're going to offer me a lot.
So I'll offer you loads.
I'm sure.
It's loads of money.
OK, come on, get it out.
So, yeah, look, I'll go 10, 20, 30 pounds.
No way.
You're too pretty to take 30 pounds.
Oh, definitely.
40 pounds.
No, a little bit more, please. A little bit more. Not enough.
50 pounds.
No, another little
no,
bit.
Oh, I can't go any more, Estelle. I've got to sell it.
Put another tenner on.
60 pounds. You got a deal?
I've got a deal.
You sure?
Yeah.
You were hard. You were hard on me.
Oh, I'm sure I was.
You were.
That was very quick, wasn't it?
When I first saw it,
yeah,
I thought to myself, that is 35, 40 quid all day long.
You're joking?
To me.
Oh, because you've got to make a profit.
I've got to sell it.
That's
I
right.
think when I sell it, I'll get 70.
Yeah. I'm going to watch on television to see how much profit you make on it.
You won't have to wait long now, Estelle. We'll see how he does at the end of the show. Also coming up, Jan hits a bum note.
By putting £140.
That is nowhere near enough, so I think we would have to go to auction unless we are played a different tune by this dealer.
But does Jan like the sound of David's advice?
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
With a little luck, Henry's hoping he'll take his next item home with him.
Now I'm in my element. Rock and pop memorabilia is something that I've collected for many years, and what more of an iconic piece that could be presented to me than the great Paul McCartney. Definitely a piece I'm going to have a go at. I want to own this.
Henry's so keen to buy Sharon's signed photo, the Duke and auctioneer William Rouse are looking on to make sure he lays down enough cash.
What an iconic thing you brought in to show me today.
Yes, lovely.
A signed, fantastic photograph of Paul McCartney and Wings.
Yes.
How on earth did you come by it?
I got sent it 2 days after the photo.
Right. So you were there, you were at the concert.
I was at the concert, yeah.
You're in the background here somewhere.
Yes.
They took the photograph, they sent it through to you?
Yeah.
How fantastic. And you say there's only 100 or so? 100.
Yes.
I remember seeing Paul McCartney and Wings play at the Brighton Centre in 1979. And they blew me away then. I mean, just an iconic band. So here we've got Denny Lane, and then next to Denny Lane we've got Linda McCartney, and then obviously we've got Paul McCartney, and we've got Jimmy McCulloch there, and we've got the drummer who is Joe English. That would date it to around about 1974, because he wasn't in the band for very long.
No.
I mean, it's a nice thing to have, but why on earth are you considering getting rid of it?
I want a new wardrobe.
I'd rather have the photograph, I think.
I've had it 38 years.
Well, I mean, you are looking at a really, really nice thing. I love the inscription on the bottom. Great to have Hazliers behind us at New York, at the Madison Square, and that lovely little sort of cartoon there, and signed not only by Paul, but signed by the late Linda McCartney as well. And it's in lovely condition. The ink hasn't faded, the photograph hasn't faded. You've kept it in the frame for all these years. It's great.
Now, William, you're much younger than I am, so were you a Beatles fan? And did you like Wings as a band?
Absolutely. I think we've got an absolutely fantastic image there. It's in good condition, it's got provenance, and that's a key thing in this market. Fantastic. It couldn't be better.
If you were a fan, this could be a lot of money. So, William, where are you going to place your estimation in?
We're sort of saying 250, 400 pounds.
Okay. 250 to 400, but let's see what our dealer Henry puts down. He's a smart dealer, he knows his business, and he's quite a strong bidder. Let's see what he puts on the table.
So all I've got to do really is get some money out and see if I can tempt you.
Yes, please.
Do you have an idea of what you want for it?
I do.
You do? Oh dear. 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400 pounds. Here comes the Duke.
Sharon,
David?
you were there at this concert. What was the vibe like?
Oh, blown away. I was blown away.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you what they say. At the lowest end, you're 250 quid. At the highest end, you're 400 quid. As always, Henry's put a tempting good offer on the table. It is my opinion, and speaking to the auctioneer, there is a reasonable chance it can do better. But it's a gamble. I'm going to leave you with Henry.
Yeah.
Let's just see if he tempts you anymore or he says, that's it.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you what I think.
Yeah, thanks, David.
Thanks, David. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit more because I like it enough. How far am I prepared to go? 450, 470. I'm thinking I'm sort of nearly there. It's not like it's a piece of Beatles memorabilia.
No.
He's playing us a little bit, isn't he? He's going to put £500 down now, isn't he? He's reeling us in, but it's a question of, are you a gambler? If you're a gambler, maybe on a good day it can do better, but only you can make that decision, so I'll leave it with you.
Thanks, David.
Thanks, David. You know, I'm going to take that one away because David's already persuaded me that 500 quid's got to be on the table. Now, at 500, I don't want to go any more than that.
Henry, would you go and have a 20?
I won't. For me, 500 is the ceiling limit on it. What do you think?
Brilliant.
Do you want a deal?
Yeah.
Sure?
Yeah.
Sharon, thank you.
Thanks,
I'm delighted.
Henry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm absolutely over the moon with that photograph. It's a rare thing. I wouldn't have given a penny more than £500, but I'm delighted to own it, and it's going to be on my wall. Fabulous.
A treat for yourself, eh, Henry? That is fabulous. A Polyphon music box is next for Jan.
Don't know a lot about it, but I'm going to be led by the seller, and within reason, I'll have a go at buying it.
Luckily for you, Jan, Atabe is a bit of an expert on these.
So would you like to tell me about this delightful box you brought in today?
Yes, it's a musical box that was made in the late 19th century by Nicole Ferrers, who I understand in them days was one of the best manufacturers, almost like the Rolls-Royce of musical boxes.
Takes you back to the days with no television,
Exactly.
where the family would gather round,
Yes.
and this would be their entertainment.
Exactly.
And it is really beautifully made. And you've got this lovely little picture here of all the cherubs with their
Correct.
musical instruments.
And the description of the
And
polyphon as well.
on the top here, you have written polyphone, and this lovely shape in mahogany. So it's quite beautifully made. And then I think I'll let you do this. Would you like to show me inside? Because
By all
obviously
means.
that's got all the...
This is the winding mechanism. You wind it until you feel that it's sufficient. Don't overwind it, obviously. You've got the handle there, and then you just fill that in. And then you just release the lever there and remove the metal disc, and then you've got the manufacturer's name.
So here we have quite clearly Nicole Frere, a London and a Geneva address, which obviously the movement would have come, it was
Correct.
a Swiss movement.
Correct.
And you have all the writing here and all still quite clear. In fact, inside it's in really lovely condition.
It is, it's well looked after.
And we've also got obviously
Another
a
9.
good few 9 discs, so
Yeah.
you've got 10 in all.
10 in all. Each one's a different music, so every time
Different tune.
a
Lovely.
different tune. Every time you got read that with one, you put the other one
And
on.
why sell it now? Do you not use it, or have you listened to it, or?
I collect these and I repair them or restore them. I've got quite a few now, and I need to download a little bit, and then I can buy some more and restore them. And basically, it keeps me entertained and out of the wife's way as well.
So how long have you had this?
I've had it about 3.5 years now.
So now I have to decide what I want to pay for this. What's it worth to me? What can I move it on for?
Substantial amount, I hope.
So supposing we start with the crisp £50 notes. You're having a laugh.
It's a good start, as you said.
Let's cut to the chase and put £100 down.
You're heading the right way, which is up.
No
nowhere
idea
near.
what you want for well, you've obviously got a good idea,
I've
but you're
got
not
no
going to
idea,
tell
but
me.
you're nowhere near yet.
I have noticed, I have to say, Tabe, that it needs, for me, a little bit of work. This wood here is quite perished and it needs a good old polish. So there are things to be done and none of that is cheap. None of that comes cheaply these days, but I'm not downing it. It's not in bad condition considering its age. I mean, I think really it's about 1910. Let's try and tempt you a little bit more by putting £140 down.
That buys the disc.
So I'm really way out then.
I'm afraid so.
So what's on the table after me?
140.
140.
Way out, actually.
Right.
There was a time when these table polyphons could do very well in the sale room. Nowadays, we are saying 3 to 5. There was a day when 600 or 700, 800 would not have been out of the way. The most important thing, because it's a working antique, the musical comb seems to be in perfect condition. So it all looks to be in reasonable order. That is nowhere near enough, so I think we would have to go to auction unless we are played a different tune by this dealer.
So I'm actually going to take away those two 20s and I'm going to put down 150, 200.
We've gone past the disc,
Still
we
no-
bought half the box.
Still nowhere near. Okay, well, I'm always willing to have a go. Let's put down 300, 350. And I think I'm getting pretty close to where I want to be.
You're getting close.
So supposing I say 370, 380.
I think you've got yourself a deal.
So we have a handshake.
We do.
Thank you very much
Pleasure.
indeed.
Thank you very much as well.
It's just such a sweet little thing, and I know there's a market out there for them, and I shall find out what I'll get. I think I'll get a small profit.
Confident as ever, Jan. We'll see how you do later. Coming up is Hoggy pulling a fast one.
I'm going to see if I can find a hallmark on it. It says 18 carat and very cheap. I'll go...
But will this seller be fooled? Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Milford in Essex. For our last item of the day, we're with Hoggy.
I've got a Longines 18 carat watch and strap, and I think it's a really nice item. I think it belongs on someone's wrist and not in the melting pot, and if I can get my hands on it, that's where it would go.
You might need to dig deep, Hoggy. Barbara's got her sights set on a trip to the Golden State.
I want 2 tickets to go to Los Angeles to see my nieces, which I've never seen before. And I'd like about £800 if I can.
Where did you get it from, Barbara?
I inherited it from my mother-in-law.
Right, okay. And
I thought, well, it's only in the drawer, I might as well sell it
yeah.
if I can.
It's more of a cocktail watch than a wristwatch, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So you wear this if you're going out with all your glad rags on and going to a ball, or, you know, just if you're going somewhere special, you put your nice watch on, and that's what they're for, really. The fact that it's 18 karat gold,
yeah,
and it's Longines, which is a good
very
mate.
good,
It's a
yeah,
good
very
mate.
good mate, yeah.
I'm going to see if I can find a hallmark on it, because often they're so small you can barely see them on this one.
If you can't, you can borrow my glasses.
You sure? No, I just about got one there, but it's very faint. It says 18 carat and very cheap.
Very cheap.
So, does that mean you're selling it cheap? No, I'm being nasty. It says 18 carat on there, which is what I wanted to see, really.
Yeah.
And a sort of a way to buy and sell this stuff, we always say it, but you've got to weigh it. So I have weighed it, and you got plans for some money?
Yes, if I do get money,
Yeah.
I want 2 tickets to go to Los Angeles to see my nieces.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice thing to do. I better get some money out, Barbara,
Better,
don't I?
yeah.
Well, I won't be scrapping it, I'll tell you that now.
No.
If I buy it, I'm going to put it on someone's wrist and they can wear it,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So, where should we go? So there's 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 300, 50, 400, 50, 500. You've got some other little change in here, look at it. Oh look, it's all coming out now. 550, 600, 650, 700.
Just a little bit more, please.
Barbara, I've got to make a little profit.
I know.
I think it's too good to scrap. That's not the sort of thing you do with a nice Longines watch like this, David, is it?
He won't scrap this, Barbara. Has he told you he's going to scrap it?
No, I won't. No, I won't.
He'll sell this retail. They'll be queuing up outside his door, and he'll be doing that cockney twang. It's a Longines, darling. It's a Longines. 8 to 1,000, 1,000 to 1,200. Scrap, £961.
Yeah.
How much is on the table?
962. No, there's 700 down there. I've got a bit more in the tank.
Okay, 700. 260 is a bit too much profit for a little lad here, so we need more money on there. That's a desirable item as a watch.
Yeah.
Longines. Say it to me. Longines.
Longines.
Even I would buy it after hearing that.
Saint-Tropez. Longines. Saint-Tropez.
Say again.
Saint-Tropez.
Ooh, he has a way with words.
I don't want to confuse you. I'm just going to go, here we go, 750. Here we go, 800. Here we go, last offer. Take it or leave it.
No.
850.
Another 50, and it's settled.
No,
We're
that
settled.
means I make £26.
Oh, please, another
no,
50.
No, I really can't. I've got to...
Oh,
there's
900.
There's 850 on the table.
Yeah, 900. Come
No,
on, be
I
fair,
really- no, I
be fair to me. Would you give me
And-
another 10?
I would give you another 10,
Go on.
Barbara. You sure?
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. 860. We got a deal.
Thank you very
You
much.
are a charmer.
Well, you got there in the end, Hoggy. Are you happy?
I thought Barbara was quite hard on me on that watch. I mean, 860, you know, there's not going to be a lot left in it, but there's no way I'd scrap it.
And how about Barbara?
£860. I think we're off to Los Angeles.
Bon voyage. Well, none of our dealers can compete with that today. But have they turned a profit on their buys? Well, not all of them.
40.
Cheryl thought she'd grabbed herself a bargain, paying £140 for the silver box and manicure set.
I was pleased to buy it a little cheaper than I expected.
But despite the price, she's still waiting for a buyer. Jan's also been slow to turn a profit on the Polyphon, as she's having its lid polished to perfection first. Henry was confident when he bought the candlesticks for £135.
I will make a profit on them. I think I'm going to get 30 or 40 quid out of it.
And he did just that. He treated himself paying way over the £400 estimate for the signed wings photo.
For me, 500 is the ceiling limit on it. What do you think?
Brilliant. And it's taken pride of place in his collection. That leaves us with Hoggy, who's had a bit of a mixed bag today. He paid £70 for a giant watch.
I was so pleased with that large clock because I'm going to hang it in our new auction room and I'm going to ask David to sign it for me.
You won't make any money if you keep things, Hoggy. Estelle didn't believe him when he said he'd paid more than he wanted for the Marquisite jewellery set.
I'm going to watch on television to see how much profit you make on it.
Well, Estelle, Hoggy's not made a beam so far. He's still looking for a buyer. So surely he did better with the gold watch.
860. We got a deal.
Thank you very
You
much.
are a charmer.
He sold it to a collector for £1,000. A nice little earner at last. Well done, Hoggy.
I've really enjoyed today. I just hope you have. There's been a great crowd of people here. They've brought along their treasures. They've sat down with our dealers. They've done the business, buying and selling everything you could ask for on this show. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. See you